everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm continuing my series of videos where I show you an update on all my WIPS. Last year in 2022 I created a list of all my WIPS in all my books at the time, and upon calculating it I had 80 WIPS or works in progress. And by the time 2023 came around and I bought myself the Creative Companion, I had whittled that list down to about 53. But now that it is almost July, I decided that it would be a fun video series to show you the WIPS that I have completed and to show you my updated list of WIPS. And we can see whether or not I have made over 80 WIPS or if I've actually kept myself in check. So I have Coloring Heaven books still to do, Selena Fennick books, Creative Haven, Fragile World, Mythographic, and Romantic Country by Erie. And then we will be done. So almost there. This is the final video, hopefully. So without any further delay, let's get started. Right, let's start with Coloring Heaven, Cutesy Christmas Special. I started off with 3 WIPS. This was one of them. I used alcohol markers as a base, and then I went over it with Prismacolor pencils and white Sakura Jelly Roll, but I don't think I put any glitter on. So I did complete that. I did follow a video by Amberley Silencia on the button nose, which was really helpful, so thank you for that. And then the other WIP I had was this one, which I used gold foil. You can see the Dovecraft glitter glue, and I used I think I used Prismas. Can't remember. I think it was Prismas. So yeah, I completed that one, and I really did like doing that one. And then I have this WIP, which is an advent calendar. I did a bit more on it, but I have decided I will most likely never finish this page. I actually don't like coloring like this. It bothers me. I don't really enjoy it. It doesn't give me pleasure. So I'm not counting this as a WIP. Maybe I will come in and play around with it. Maybe I won't. But I don't want the pressure of completing it, so I'm not counting this as a WIP. So therefore I have completed all the actual WIPs in here in the Cutesy Christmas Special by Coloring Heaven with various artists. So the next book I had was the Inkhouse Storybook by Rory Dobner. So I got the Coloring Heaven one. And I did have a WIP in here, and it was this mouse. So I used Inktense pencils in the background. I think some no, that was not Inktense, that was Distress inks, but Inktense on the piano, gold acrylic paints on the piano, polychromos for the fur. And I completed this, and that means there are no more WIPs in this book. So that is the Inkhouse by Rory Dobner. Then we have Gods and Goddesses Special with illustrations by Jash Lee. And here I have the same WIP, even though I am slowly making progress on her. And it's this one. So I'm trying to create Galaxy in her dress. But I am a bit lost on how I'm going to create her clothing to not disappear into the background. And I've been using Prismacolor pencils for this page. So I do like it. I do think it will look pretty, but it's just slow because of what I want to do in my mind and how to do it. But to be honest, the illustration is small. It really shouldn't take too long to complete. So that is Gods and Goddesses by Jash Lee. So I'm going to come over to my journal, and I have marked the WIP here. So Coloring Heaven, Gods and Goddesses, 1 WIP. Then we have Steampunk Special with designs by Matt and Dawn Davidson. And here I had 3 WIPs, but I've done 1. So let's see if I can find them. So I've done more work on this page using polychromos, and I really love how I was doing the gold. And I have marked down my colors so that I remember. But yeah, I need to just get back on it and complete it. Again, I'm using a limited color palette, which sometimes it makes things easy and sometimes it makes it worse. Then I have this page, which is also something I've been coloring in with my mom when I see her and when we sit down together, but it is slow going. So yeah, Prismacolor pencils with some gold gel pen. And then I have this one, which is an alcohol base. And my biggest challenge is to create all the glassware so that it's holding a liquid, but you can still see slightly through it. So it's just been doing my head in a bit. And so that is the WIPs I have. Which is 3. 1, 2. This was one of my favorite coloring books once upon a time. And then I think the pictures just got more advanced and I got more overwhelmed, so I just packed it away. Yeah, so then this one. So that's 3 pages in Steampunk. So let's have a look. Which I have written down as 3. So down here. Then we have Coloring Heaven Fantasy Figure Special, and I have 2 WIPs in here. I haven't added any more to this page, so I have this one, which I'm using Prismacolor pencils. And I have this one, which I really need to just sit down and do. I love how I've done the flowers, and I just need to work on her outfit. So this one, this page should basically get done, and there's no reason for it not to get done. So that is 2 WIPs in Fantasy Figures, which I have written down here. And then last but not least is Mermaid Special by designs by Anastasia Eli Calderiva. So I'm going to work from the back. I have a WIP I am not finishing, and it's this one. Yeah, her skin I did with Arteza pencils, and I hated how it turned out. And I think I've just decided I hate it so much I don't want to finish it. And if I bring it up closer, you can see how streaky it is. So I just really don't like it, and I find it off-putting. But then, so I've decided I'm not finishing that WIP because I just really don't like it. So I had 3 WIPs in here. I had this one, which is still a WIP. Then I have this one, which is still a WIP. But I have played a bit with her hair. I gave her purple eyes, which is unusual for me. I normally don't give them purple eyes. But stepping out my comfort zone. And then I think the other, I'm not sure what the other WIP was. So I've got really just 2 WIPs in here. So let's see. The one I won't do, so that doesn't count. The one and then 2. So I have 2 WIPs in here. I have put down all three, possibly in the hopes of actually finishing the one I really hate. So I will leave it that way, but I'm hoping either my skill will improve that I can finish the page, or yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So nothing has really changed in the Colouring Heaven books. Next, I have my books by Selena Fennick. Now, in Australian Animals colouring book, I had 1 WIP, which I completed, and I drew inspiration from Colouring with Elena. This one, I use Prismacolor pencils and polychromos in the end. And then I did use, I think, some ink tints and chalk pastels. So, yeah, it didn't come out too badly. Then I have Mermaid's Calm Ocean Colouring Collection. And technically, I only have 1 WIP in here. I'll just double check to make sure. Yeah, and it is this WIP. The paper in these books are horrid, so they do put me off. I've used an alcohol marker base, and then I want to just come in and use pencil work for the rest of the page. What I really should do actually is scan or copy the illustrations onto better quality paper and then just place them inside the book. I think that might work out better for me. But yeah, so that's my WIP, which I need to add into my book. So Mermaids Calm Ocean. Next up is the Creative Haven books. Now here we have Country Charm, and I have 1 WIP, which is the front page. And no reason to not come back to it. I actually should just come back to it. I've been trying to practice with sunsets here, and then I just need to complete the book. So, well, complete the book would be lovely, complete the page. So it's all sort of there. I just need to sit down and finish it. And I don't think I have any other WIPs in here. So that is my one and only WIP in Country Charm colouring book. Then in Enchanted Christmas, I have this WIP. So I copied this page onto coloured cardstock and I've been colouring it. And I did this over Christmas, but I didn't finish it. So I need to finish this one. And then the WIP I did complete was this one, which I used Prismacolor pencils on top of watercolor base. And I think that's all my Christmas WIPs in here. Oh, no, it's not. And then I've got this one, which is, I used Castle Arts, but then I didn't know what else to do, so I stopped coloring it. But these are my two coloring WIPs in this book. I don't think I have any more. I will double check just to make sure. I do have a page in here I want to color in July. Oh, and this was another WIP I had, which I did complete. I had started it and then it took a while to come back to it. So that one I completed. And then this is not my WIP, this is my son coloring in my book. But I didn't mind, so I'm not counting this one because it's his picture, although I have been told I need to finish his picture. So there you have it. I'm rebelling and saying no. So I have two WIPs in here, which is Enchanted Christmas. And let's have a look. All right, so I need to put it in because it's not in. So. And then we have Country Gardens, which again, I do have the same WIPs because I haven't touched this book. There's really no reason to not touch it. It just, for some reason, can't get myself into it. So I have this page here, which is based in alcohol markers. And then I have this one, which I just did a tutorial on how to do the paving stones. And then I have this one, which I did a base in watercolors, and then I just stopped. It doesn't help that I don't really know what type of flowers I'm looking at, so I don't know what flowers these are, and I don't know if these are poppies. So I find it a bit tricky to know how to color the flowers. So I have 1, 2, 3 WIPs in here. So that's 3 WIPs in Country Gardens by Teresa Goodrich. So all of the Creative Haven books I've got so far are by Teresa Goodrich. And I really do love her books. And to be honest, I would happily get more, like Main Street and all those other ones. So yeah, that is that. So those are all my Creative Haven books. Next up is Kirby Rosanna's books. Now in Fragile World, I have 2 WIPs. The reason they are WIPs is lack of time. And so I had started the Narwhal page with Inktense pencils. I'm going to do only Inktense pencils. I have been asked to film this page, so I'm waiting for more time so I can get into this page and finish filming it. So I need to do it on camera for you. And I haven't activated anything yet. So right now it's just Inktense dry. And then the other page I've got, which I need to just sit down and do, are these forest owlets. So those are my 2 WIPs in Fragile World by Kirby Rosanna's. Next up, I have a new book to my collection, Worlds Within Worlds. And I have currently going on 2 WIPs. This is the first one. So I just need to go over with pencils and just tweak the background here and then go around the edge, sort of similar to what Coloring with Elena has done. But then I have a confession. I also forgot I wanted to do the British flag over both pages. So anyway, it's done now. So I need to just finish this, and then the other, my son asked to color in, so he did that. And then I've got this page which I just need to complete. And I've been told to use only browns and pinks, so hence the challenge. If you want to know more about this, check out my June completed pages and WIPS video, which I will link up here in the right corner for you. So that is my WIPS in Kirby books. So I need to add that to my journal. So Fragile World, currently it had one and I completed it. So I need to add two. Oh yes, I'll show you the one I completed. And then Worlds. Okay, so the page in Fragile World, which I had a WIP when I started this process, but I finished, is this page, which I think came out really, really nice. I use Inktense pencils as a base on the rocks, Prismacolor pencils, and chalk pastels for the sky. So there we go. Then I have my mythographic books. So these are going to be old and new. So I'm going to start with the new WIPs. I have a WIP in Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Cadenbang. Again, I talk more about this page in my June completed pages and WIPs video. So here we go. That's my WIP. Really, really tricky with this lantern. It's really doing my head in. So that is my WIP in Mythographic Voyage by Joseph Cadenbang. Then I have a WIP in Mythographic Frozen Fantasies by Fabiana Attanasio. And it is this page which I am currently filming for you. So this will get done. So that is Frozen Fantasies by Fabiana Attanasio. And then in Magical Earth, I also am busy with a color along video, but because this is a WIPs video, it does count as a WIP, and this is my WIP. But I know that the pages I'm doing as videos will get done. I feel like I've gotten myself into a good rhythm with that, and hopefully I'm not jinxing myself. So that is my WIP in Magical Earth by Joseph Cadenbang. Then in Mythographic Paradise, when I started this WIP sort of journey, keeping myself accountable, I had 3 WIPs. So here we go. I just have to make sure I show it to you in the right order. So one of the WIPs was this page. I used Inktense pencils, watercolor in the background, some castle arts, polychromos, prismas. I think I ended up finishing it in prismas. So this was one of the WIPs that I did finish. I have so many pages in here I want to color and complete. So I've added this as a WIP. So I'm trying to get onto the flamingos. Inktense pencil as a base, and then I've started doing pencil work on the flowers and some gel pen on some of the stalks. Then another WIP I had, and I have finished. You can find out more about this page in my June completed WIPs and videos. So this was a WIP, and now I have completed it. And then this is another WIP. So that's 2 WIPs. I used Inktense pencils as a base and then went over it with Gamzai Tambi Pearl colors. And I've been using, I think, Prismacolors for the shells. And then this is the other WIP I have. And I don't know if I'm actually going to finish this WIP. I started this before I knew I could cover up the hidden objects. So it is a little bit more tricky at the moment. I'd have to come in and try and use pencil to cover up all these hidden objects. And some of how I colored the anchor, for instance, I don't remember what I used. So it's a little bit more tricky for me now. But yeah, so that is 3 WIPs in Mythographic Paradise by Fabiana Atanasio. So let's update my book. Technically I need to add 1, so I've completed 1, but I still have 3 WIPs because I've added a page. And then I have Magical Earth, and then I have Frozen Fantasies. And then finally we have the Romantic Country books by Erie. So I'm going to start off with the oldest book, which is The Second Tale. And I still have the same 2 WIPs because for some reason I've really struggled to get into this book and finish it. So this is my WIP. This is the Hawthorn tree. And I think all the amount of details have just totally overwhelmed me, and I've decided I can't do this anymore. So I've just given up. So that is that one. And then the other WIP I have somewhere in here. I think it's more towards the back. Is a page I've been following along with DK Design on YouTube. So I just need to actually pull out the tutorial and actually just work with it. And then whatever I do in here, I need to just transfer onto the next page. So it's not that this I can't do, I actually just need to sit down and do it. So maybe that's what I need to do next time I'm struggling with coloring, is come in and just follow a tutorial. So that is Romantic Country, The Second Tale by Erie. Erie here too. But I need to, if I'm going to be honest about this and give you an accurate view of all my WIPs, then I need to add some of the new pages I've been doing. So I just started this double page spread. So this will be 1 WIP. And I have this page here, which I have also just I'm doing well with. So that would be my second WIP. So technically I have 4 Erie WIPs and another page that I want to do. But if we're really being technical about it, then in all intents and purposes, I should come in and finish this page here, because the idea with the Romantic Country first tale, and I'm trying to even see if I can do it into the second tale, I'm trying to theme it. So whatever I color here for the post office or the bakery or anything that I've colored on on here. If there's pictures that go across the books, I want to keep the color theme so it's cohesive. So that's why I put that in there. So technically I'm going to end up having 3 WIPs in here. So I'm going to update my Airy section and say that I have 5 WIPs in total. And then I will add this all up and tell you. Right, so the moment of truth. Let's add this up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. So as of the 29th of June 2023, I have 78 WIPs. Right, that is my update. So I did better, and I did better by only 2. Now, some of these WIPs, like the ones in the mythographic books, some of the ones in Tales from the Forest Kingdom, they are going to be completed. They should have no reason to not be completed. But as far as an update goes, I've done old WIPs, I've added new WIPs, and I've only improved by 2. So I am choosing to not stress over this. I am choosing to embrace who I am, and that is a person of many WIPs. I color based on my mood, and if coloring is to de-stress, if it's to be an outlet and an expression of what is within, to bring joy, then, to be honest, I'm always going to have a large amount of WIPs, because that seems to be who I am. So I'm going to accept it. I'm not going to fight with it. I'm not going to try and be something I'm not. I'm going to embrace that this is part of my coloring journey and how I color. And I'm going to update you maybe over December or January, and we can see how much I've done between now and let's say when I get my new book. So I am going to get the 2024 Creative Companion. I've really enjoyed having this. So when I transfer my WIPs into my new Creative Companion for 2024, I will do another series, and we can I can show you how I've improved from there. So thank you everyone for indulging me in showing you an update to my amount of WIPs and works in progress. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing some of the ones that I have completed and seeing what I'm currently working on. Until next time everyone, please do check out my coloring book collection, my completed pages, and anything else that interests you on the channel. And I hope to see you in other videos. As far as a WIP update goes, I will see you most likely in the new year. Until next time everyone, take care. Bye for now.